There we go. All right, welcome everybody for week 2 of Biotech Infusion. I will go ahead and share screen. Share. Make y'all big again. There we go. Can everybody see the slides? Awesome. We'll just do a little bit more. So hope everybody has either had a fall break or is having a good fall break now. We just wrapped up and did some toddler illness for ours. So get your flu shots. Highly recommend. So we'll just go over a couple of things before we begin. Our speaker today is Shalu Suri from the Cell Manufacturing Technologies Group. So she'll be joining. And a note for Mel, if she gets here before 4:30, Shalu, just leave her in the waiting room until right before 4:30. Okay. Let's see. There we go. All right. So one thing with this workshop, so since we started it, we've been working with these essential skills and competencies. And so the way that we came up with this list was that we combed through job openings in Georgia. So we looked at the required skills if you are entering from a high school level. So there are jobs in Georgia that require just a high school diploma. And so those main skills that people are looking for those entry-level roles are listed here. So it seems like it's basic, but these are really important things for people to have a grasp of coming in, because then the company can train you on their equipment and their specific protocols. So a lot of these things you already do in your classroom, but being able to put it in a context that your students understand, like, hey, this is something that I can actually use when I go into the workforce. I think that's really important. So I put this in the Google Drive as well with a little bit more information for each one. There's a description that goes with it. So you can read a little bit more about it on your own free time. But we have aseptic technique, which you guys learned last week with your Glow Germ lab, doing calculations and measurement. So you guys will do a little bit of that tonight with making your solutions for the chromatography. And again, reagent and media prep, kind of in the same category there. Lab sampling procedures and practices, and that kind of falls into following standard operating procedures. Maintaining and using equipment in the lab. So a lot of, if you're working in a quality lab, you need to be able to service the equipment that's in there, understand when it's out of calibration, how to recalibrate it. And that's for every single piece of equipment. So the more equipment you guys get the kids used to using, the better. Record keeping and keeping a lab notebook. You might see this as good documentation practices, but this really starts even in your classroom with just getting them to keep a lab notebook, to note every change that happens in a lab. That if they are working in a regulated environment, they have to note every single change, every inconsistency. They have to keep up with the expiration dates on bottles for every reagent that they use. So all of that is really good to have them start documenting in a lab notebook. Keeping inventory. So you could have them help you with your stock room if you so choose. I think I had students from Beta Club at my school needed hours. And so if they were in my class and already knew, I would give them kind of the inventory list and let them look through things on their own. Safety, so personal safety, but then also safety as they're working with things in the classroom, like an open flame or chemicals. And then, like we said, standard operating procedure. So you'll see that those skills are touched on in each of the labs, but the labs are also meant to be engaging and get the kind of the wow factor. So hopefully you guys see that with the Kool-Aid tonight. So one resource that I wanted to point out for you guys is the Equipment Depot. We talked about it a little bit last week, but it's a place and a program that we take in supplies from really whoever's getting rid of stuff, but the majority of it comes from life science companies and academia across Georgia. And we have a warehouse in Tucker where you guys can Anybody can visit the warehouse, any teacher. You do not have to have participated in this, so feel free to tell your colleagues. Anybody can come, and I know some of you guys from that first. But anything that you find in our warehouse, you are welcome to take back to your school for free. I don't want it back. So the QR code that's down here in the corner is the link to my Calendly where you can sign up for a shopping appointment. I think I've already sent it out to in a couple of things, but you guys are all signed up for the newsletter. And so in each newsletter, we put some information about what's available at the Equipment Depot right now. Because it is kind of like TJ Maxx. It just depends on what people are donating as far as what we have available. And then so the end goal of this is to give you guys the materials to be able to do hands-on and inspire the future workforce. So we are here to help. If there's something you're looking for, I usually tell teachers, make a list and bring me your list before you go shopping for the fall. We'll see what we can pick up on, and you can spend your money on something else that might be a little more impactful. So some pictures over here on the right. People drive from every corner of the state. I'm happy to meet you guys. I live really close to the depot, so if you need to come on a Saturday, we can usually work it out in between toddler activities. Yeah, here in the middle, Jeff O'Shields, he's now in South Carolina, but when he was in Georgia, he frequently came and got all kinds of fun stuff to do, really showy labs. If you follow him on Instagram, he does lots of crazy chemistry things. And then in the bottom here, that's Brittany Cantrell from Forsyth County doing some volunteering at the depot. So if you ever have a little bit of time, a morning, if you want to come volunteer and shop while you're there, just let me know. Happy to have extra help. So I will make sure to put that in the email when I email you guys next, the link to my Calendly. But anything that you guys need, just feel free to reach out. So that was all I wanted to really touch on today. But if you guys have any questions, oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff O'Shields. And there's like an ant crawling on me. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Does anybody have any extra questions? We have a couple minutes before our speaker. You did not miss the address of the depot. I did not post it here, but it is in my signature. So every email that you guys have gotten from me has the Equipment Depot address in it. So 5002 North Royal, Atlanta Drive in Tucker. Any other questions?
Hey, quick question. Sorry, my voice is really messed up. I was sick from my fall break, so you know how that is. But
very
quick
much.
question. Because of all the road tripping I did during my fall break, I was unable to watch last week's video. I'm gonna try to do it sometime this week. I was trying to watch yesterday, but with it being PL day, it was kind of crazy. But did you send an email that had where I can access all like the past videos and stuff?
Yeah, so all of that is in the Google Drive. So if you have the link to the Google Drive, there's a document in there that's called workshop recordings or something like that. So what I do is once this is over, I will be saving the breakout rooms to computers. So Mel is helping with that today. And then we upload them to YouTube, and then I give you guys the YouTube link. So they are available to watch forever and ever and ever.
Gotcha. I was looking. My email is a mess anyway. I was looking for it and I didn't see it, but I'll take another look.
Yeah, my computer decided that I needed to be switched to new Outlook this week, so it took all of my settings and I had to reset everything. So it's great. Yeah, so I completely understand. And if you still can't find something, any of you guys, just feel free to shoot me an email. And when I sort through new Outlook, I will reply to you.
All right. Thank you very much. And I am sorry for missing that last session. I was very upset to miss that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you can join this week. Yeah, and Laura, yes, I am the contact person for the depot. I am the equipment depot. We have hired Melvin Graves. He is our half-time employee. So you might see Melvin when you're there. Otherwise, I'll be there to help you. So yeah, I am the best person to contact for right now. So, all right. Any other questions? Okay. I'll go ahead and admit Shalu. First, I'll stop sharing so that she can share when she joins. And then I will admit her. And we'll give her a moment to get set up.
Hey Megan, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, Shalu.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thank you.
We have our group here waiting on you. So while you pull up your PowerPoint, hopefully you're able to share. I'll introduce you. So everybody, this is Shalu Suri. She works with the Cell Manufacturing Technologies group at Georgia Tech. So she is running CMAT's workforce. So she and I have worked together a good bit, and I will let her tell you all about CMAT. So thank you for joining us, Shalu.
Thank you. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
And you're seeing it in the PowerPoint mode, presentation mode, I mean.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna just hide the controls so that, hide controls. All right, hi everyone, glad to be here today again. It's great to join this event from, organized by Georgia Bio, to talk to teachers, share what we are doing here at Georgia Tech and our partner institutions from past couple of years. So as Megan said, I am here at Georgia Tech. I serve as the co-director of Engineering Workforce Development pillar of our CMAT ERC. I'll talk a little more about it, what the CMAT ERC is. So today I'll talk about what we are doing here at CMAT and how we are preparing next generation workforce to enable the future of cell manufacturing. Let's see. Come on, go to next slide. There we go. So just quickly, a little bit about me. I'm originally from India. That's where I got my undergrad degree from. I went to IIT Bombay. Some of you may have heard of that institute, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. I also got my master's there. And then I came to US for PhD. I got my PhD in biomedical engineering from UT Austin, Hukim Hans. And then I was here at Georgia Tech for a couple of years. I got my postdoc training here in the field of biomaterials, tissue engineering, microfluidics, and so on. And then I went on to Cornell University. I was there for a good number of 6-7 years. I was a faculty in the biomedical engineering department there, where I taught a number of graduate and undergraduate courses. And then finally in 2020, Georgia Tech hired us back, actually me and my spouse, right before pandemic. I joined Georgia Tech again and CMAT. And since then I have been part of CMAT. So here are some of the pictures you're seeing at the bottom. These are, and I'll show them again later, but these are our summer teacher trainees. We get high school teachers every year in the summer. They come to the lab and they do internship, or I should say, the research training. It's a fully paid internship, and I'll show another slide later on. So just quickly, as I said, I'm a part of CMAT. I'm in the leadership team of CMAT. CMAT stands for Cell Manufacturing Technologies. That's the name of our center. So it's a multi-institute center that's funded by NSF, National Science Foundation. We call it ERC. It's Engineering Research Center. There are very few ERCs that are funded by NSF. I don't have the exact number, but I would say somewhere around 15 in the entire nation. And these ERCs, how they are multi-institute. So there are multiple institute partners that are there. And then you also have to have partnership with industry, and then government agencies and so on. And usually the ERCs last for 10 years. We just started our, we just started our 8th year. I get, I mix up the numbers. So we completed our 7th year in September, and in October, we officially started our 8th year. And the funding is a little short, so a little less than $40 million for 10 years. So this slide shows our academic team, and feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions anytime. So Georgia Tech is the lead side. That's where I'm located. And then we have major partners. So among our major partners, we have Wisconsin-Madison, we have UGA in Athens, and we also have Puerto Rico Mayagüez. So these are the major partners. Then we have affiliate partners like Emory, Penn Medicine, Gladstone Institute, and so on. And then there are international partners that are there. So it's a very dynamic team that we have. So, excuse me, I'll just get some water. So this slide shows the goal or the overall vision of CMAT. What's the overall vision? So the idea is, as the name says, cell manufacturing technologies. We are trying to develop technologies, tools and transformative technologies that will enable the manufacturing of high quality therapeutic cells, where these cells can be used to cure the diseases that were previously not curable. And we want to do it in a way where these cells we are manufacturing, they are high quality, but at the same time, they are low cost. So currently, there are cell therapies that are out there, and I'll show you in the slide, later, but these are really, really expensive. They run north of million. So more than $1 million for these therapies. The goal here is to bring the cost down so they can become more affordable and be more widely accessible to the population. So the cell therapy, the field is pretty new. The first FDA approved product came out in 2017. That's when the CMAT also started. That's for, first year of CMAT. First FDA approved 2017. And since then, the field has grown at a rapid pace, and it is amazing to see that, the new products are coming out every year, and we are able to now cure diseases that were previously not curable. So if you see here, these are just some of the news articles. And this first one you see, the girl here who received CAR T cells, some of you may have heard this. These are the engineered T cells or engineered immune cells that can actually cure cancer, because the other treatments that are out there, they don't really cure cancer. So the CAR T cells cure cancer. So this is Emily Whitehead, and she was among the first pediatric patient or child patient who were actually cured. She had already received all the other lines of treatment, and sad to say, she was kind of destined to die. But then this clinical trial was going on, and she became part of the clinical trial, got completely cured. And this is Emily now. She has been cancer-free for 10 years, and she just started college. She is going to UPenn. So that's what drives us every day to work in this field, and to basically advance the field. So here you can see, as I was saying, the field is growing at a rapid pace. A number of FDA, the first FDA approved product came out in 2017. And since then, the field has grown a lot. So this slide you see, it comes from a report that was published by Alliance for Regenerative Medicine. And it shows, the number of clinical trials that are going on in the field in North America, Europe, and so on. And on the right side here, you can see, I don't know if you can see my mouse, you can see the approved product last year, and the ones that are on their way to get approved this year. So again, a lot of products are coming out. There are a lot of industries, new developers or industries that are they're now working in the field. One thing that has not kept pace with it is the workforce training. You realize it's a new field, but we don't have enough education opportunities, training programs to basically train the workforce in this field. So that's where a lot of attention is going. In fact, if you see, there is a big push from the federal government as well on biomanufacturing. They realize that if they want to stay at the forefront of biomanufacturing, they have to invest. So there are a number of reports that have come out from White House, number of white papers that have come out, fact sheet, PCAST report. And again, I'm not going to go into those reports, but if you take a look at the main points of some of those reports, all these reports, I'm going to just get the highlighter. All these, not highlighter, sorry. Laser pointer, here we go. All these reports, they highlight workforce training. They talk about how we need to grow our workforce, how we need to develop the training opportunities, education program, training programs, and so on, and educate. We have to have a appropriately skilled workforce so that we are prepared and that there is no gap and we are able to meet the demand and the need. So how do we address these challenges? Well, we need to bring all the stakeholders in one room on the tech. So at CMAT, as you know, we are trying to manufacture these cells. If you take a look of our team, what constitute our team, we have biomedical engineers, we have electrical engineers, chemical engineers, we have clinicians, we have insurance specialists, workforce experts, ethics and policy experts. So everyone is there to basically provide their input so that we can tackle this challenge. In fact, a few years ago, we did a roadmap activity. I believe this was done in 2016. It happened at Georgia Tech. And the name is National Cell Manufacturing Consortium. So we had Georgia Tech obviously as a lead, and then we have Wisconsin, UGA, Penn, Emory, all these partners came together. So it's basically a partnership between academia, industry, clinician, government agencies. The experts, they came together, and the goal was to identify the barriers and challenges that need to be addressed to advance the field of cell manufacturing. So you can go and see the roadmap. It's there on our website. It talks about all the challenges that need to be addressed on the research side, on the industry side, and so on. What I'm interested in and what I'm going to show you are the challenges on the workforce development side. And why I'm showing you here this, because you as a teacher, you are training our next generation workforce. So if you can let your students know that this field is there, where there is a huge need in the future, and when it comes to making a career choice, they should be informed. So talking about the challenges for workforce development, I'm not going to read all of these, but it's basically, as I mentioned earlier, some of these were also kind of highlighted in a more recent FDA reports, that not the FDA, the White House reports that we saw earlier. So it is basically, there are not enough education programs that can provide education in the cell manufacturing field. There is a lack of interaction between industry and academia. The academia needs to know what industry needs are, and based on those needs, they need to tailor their training programs. In the same way, as I showed earlier, it's a very interdisciplinary field. We need expertise in different areas. So that is lacking in the current workforce. Most of the current workforce, they do not have sufficiently broad expertise in the field outside of cell biology. Excuse me. And then also we need to communicate the career opportunities in the field better with the public. So how are we tackling these challenges? So before I go into that, we did the roadmap activity. We had the industry experts there. We have advisory board who give us, feedback every year. So based on the outputs of the roadmap, industry team feedback, what we did was we identified a number of technical skills and professional skills. And these are the skills that we aim to develop in our trainees during their time here at CMAT, at Georgia Tech, at UGA, UPRN, Wisconsin-Madison, any of the sites they are, we want to make sure they are acquiring these skills. So we have identified these skills. What's next? So we developed an integrated system approach to workforce training, where our inputs were, these skills I showed you earlier, the technical skills, the professional skills. We are getting the feedback from the industry, from advisory board. And based on that, based on these inputs, we develop processes. So we have the curriculum modules we have developed all across the board, all the way from technical college to undergraduate and graduate degree, and as well as the industry training. We also have trainee sabbatical program, where trainees from one side actually go to partner sites and spend time there, learn new techniques, learn new culture. We have internships in the industry. We also have technical college student internships and partnerships. So based on these processes, we basically are able to train these students across the education level, all the way from K-12 to graduate, postdoc, and industry. And the goal is that we are able to train diverse cell manufacturing workforce all across the board. Is there any question? I see someone unmuted. Okay, now. So to be able to do this effectively, we have to have, industry partnership, successful industry partnership, and successful industry engagement. So we at CMAT, we really talk to our industry partners a lot. We get them involved in everything. So we have workforce advisory board, we have industry partners meeting.
Birthday.
Thank you. And then, trainees, they also gain a lot of perspective from the industry, and that kind of prepares them from the career. So one thing that we have heard from our trainees is that they get a lot of interaction with the industry, which usually you won't see in an academic setting. So we have industry-driven career panels, retreats, industry internship. There are graduate courses, one led by me, and I make sure I have multiple industry-driven lectures in that course. So I invite the industry experts, they give lectures. So there is a lot of industry engagement that's there. I do want to quickly also show you all, we do a lot of summer programs, and I don't have time to show you all of them. We do REU program for undergraduates, REM program for high school students and technical college students or community college students, and RET program, that's for high school STEM teachers. And in the RET program, in simplest words, we get the teachers, there is a whole application program. We do it through the GIFT program. You can just search it, GIFT Georgia Tech. It's a Georgia internship for teachers, I think that's what the full form is. You apply through the GIFT program, and we do the matching, and we actually hire teachers, recruit teachers for the summer internship. And we have done this at Georgia Tech and UGA through GIFT, and then we also have teachers at UPRM. So the teachers, they come in our lab, they work for 6 weeks. It's a fully paid program. I believe this year the stipend was $6,000 for 6 weeks. in addition to hands-on research, there is a lot of professional development that goes on. The teachers, they present in journal clubs, they get to learn about the field, what research is going on. There are research seminars, there are industry panels, there is also a workshop they attend. So it's, I mean, the teachers, they really like it, the ones who have participated. Here the pictures, these are the pictures of the 3 teachers, actually, yeah, 3 teachers who actually were part of 2022 cohort, if I remember it correctly. So they actually went up to University of Wisconsin-Madison. Annually we have a retreat, and we try to do it at one of the sites. So they went up there, they presented poster, and one of the teacher here, Mishe, she received first prize in the poster session. So the program has been going really well, and you know, we offer it every year. We also understand not everyone can do it, because you have to be in the close proximity of, let's say, Georgia Tech or UGA to be able to participate in that program. So for those teachers who are not able to participate in the summer internship, what I did was I started offering this virtual high school teachers workshop. I started this only during COVID, you know, when we realized that we need to reach out to teachers in the rural areas in Georgia and beyond. So I've been offering it every year now. It's a half-day workshop, takes place in the afternoon of a summer. And the teachers, they learn about cell manufacturing research. We do a nice panel we do industry panel, we do a discussion on STEM curriculum and education. And the participating teachers, they also receive honorarium. So this year, the honorarium was $250. So this has been going really well as well. And we plan to offer it again next year. So if you're interested, I always send flyer to Megan, and she will be happy to, you know, spread it to everyone, share it with everyone. Let me see how much time. So I have time. So I just want to show a quick, like, 2 minutes video. This is video of one of our teachers who was highlighted by the gift program. So let me see. Let me know.
We cannot hear the video.
Yeah, it's not sharing the sound.
Okay, that's what my worry was. Let me see. How do I share the sound?
So
I know
you
there's
may
the
need to
op-
stop sharing for a minute and then reshare, and there's a button when you go to click
Yeah.
the which screen. Yeah.
Stop sharing, and then share. So yeah,
something
to say
about
share sound. I see
Yeah.
that. And then I need to share screen 1, or actually PowerPoint slideshow. Share. Now you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna hide the controls, hide controls. I'm gonna go back a slide because I want it to play from a point. Okay, there we go. Come back here, and let's see.
Experience there, and now I'm working in the CMAT lab on C Elegance, and everything that they're doing in the lab is very applicable to the classroom, and I like to get my hands wet. Sometimes when you're teaching in classroom, you forget what it's like in the lab, or you're only teaching the content, and sometimes it's hard for you to understand how it relates to the students, or how, you know, make it worthwhile to them. And so I think the gift experience is very important to get teachers to open their eyes again and be in that discovery mode, put them in that student discovery mode so that they can better relate to their students.
Hi, my name is.
I'm gonna skip that. Let's see, no. So I have one more slide after this. I do want to make sure I have a few minutes for questions. So that's the, you know, one of our teacher, Lakeisha, she was part of our gift program. She was in our RET program last year, and she was highlighted by the gift. And then I believe they also highlighted one teacher again this year, one teacher from UGA. CMAT, in working in the CMAT lab. So as I mentioned earlier, we also have partnership with the technical college, community college. I don't want to spend too much time here, but we do have technical college students come to our labs and do internship in the summers the same way. It's a paid internship, and I believe it's also 6 weeks. And in addition, we have also partnered with the instructors at technical college in Atlanta, in Athens, as well as Wisconsin, Madison Community College, where these instructors, they came to the lab, they did internship in the initial phases of CMAT, and then developed cell manufacturing curriculum that was integrated in their coursework and now is being taught to the students. So I just wanted to bring that up as well. So I would like to just end my talk here. Millions of patients like Emma, they cannot wait. So we need to do everything we can to get these life-saving therapies to them. And I'm trying to do a tiny part in that by preparing the future workforce so that, we can meet the need. I didn't talk about a lot of things we are doing outside of, the K-12. We have industry training programs that we have developed, and we have trained more than 300 professionals now just outside of the academia. So this is just industry professionals all across the globe, from Asia, from Europe, and so on. So with that, I want to thank you all for being here, and I'll be happy to take any questions you have.
Thank you so much, Shalu. Yeah, and any of you guys that want to unmute and ask Shalu questions now, you're welcome to, or put them in the chat. We will find them either way.
Hi, that was really interesting, and I really enjoyed learning about it because I teach AP and IB Bio. So it's very interesting I think the students are mostly self-motivated, and they want to do well at college, and they are ready to do anything during their summers. I'll definitely let my students know. I have a question for you. Do you explain that the program you have is for high school teachers, but
Yeah.
do you have anything for middle school teachers or middle school students, like any mini programs for them?
So if you look at the GIFT program, that's like a bigger program we have at Georgia Tech and UGA. So GIFT program get teachers from all the levels, I believe, all the way from K through 12. But in CMAT, we take teachers from high school just because it is, more relevant to those high school biology and chemistry courses, the high level courses, biotech course, and so on. So that's why for our summer programming, we only take high school teachers. But for the middle school teachers can apply through GIFT program. There are other labs that take middle school teachers as well. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. I asked about the students too. Do you have any mini programs for
For
middle
the
school
students? So for the students, we, again, because they are minor, so for a student to be able to work in, let's say, Georgia Tech lab, from what I understand, they have to be 15 plus. For the middle school teachers, there are outreach opportunities that are there where, the graduate, let's say a graduate student, they would go to their school and they'll do some math science activity. So I know those things are done. And I'll be happy to put you in touch with our SLC, Student Leadership Council. They are the ones who organize these type of activities. But they cannot come to the lab to do anything just because of the health and safety concerns.
I understand. Thank you so much.
So Shalu, we had a question in the chat from Shelly Seagraves, who's at Rockdale Magnet School. So she said she runs a cell culturing lab at the high school, and it's used for student research mainly. What's the next step towards working with cell manufacturing?
So in simplest terms, cell manufacturing is all about manufacturing high number of cells. So when we talk about, treating these patients, and when I said it's $1 million treatment, there is a, Wall Street article also, $1 million treatment, who will pay? And mainly the high cost comes from the manufacturing of cells, because the patients, they need, each dose is like, we're talking about billions and trillions of cells. So in your lab, if you're already manufacturing cells, you can do that, continue to do that. You can look at some ways to increase the number, but it's a 2D culture, in the plate culture. You can look at, some of the attributes or properties of the cells, like how many living cells are there, how much glucose these cells are, using, and all. These are some of the attributes we measure. So at the high school level, these are the things I can think of that can be done. And then if you want to do, more with the students, I'll be happy to send some articles that you can discuss, where it talks about what needs to be done to manufacture these cells in high numbers, because you're already manufacturing cells at a 2D scale at lower numbers. We talk about strategies, how we can manufacture them in high number. And that's where those big bioreactors, 50 liters, 100-liter bioreactors come in place. So I'm not sure if I answered your question, but you're already manufacturing these cells. You can look at some of the properties of the cells, like how many live cells are there, how the cells are multiplying, and things like that. But I don't think you can do more than that in a high school lab setting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Shalu. And I went ahead and put your email in the chat, since you're going to close your PowerPoint. But any slides that you can share, I'm happy to put them in the Google Drive for everybody.
Yeah,
And,
I
yep,
can
you have
share.
Shalu's email.
I can share these slides with you, Megan, and then you can send it to the teachers.
Yeah, that would be great.
And again, if any of you are in close proximity to, let's say, Georgia Tech or UGA, or somewhere in between, think about the gift program. It's a great opportunity. We have had teachers come back after, like next year, they want to come back and do it again. We always want to give the opportunity to new teachers. So take a look at it.
Yep. And so when that's available in the spring, we'll send it out. I think I usually send one as an email to the entire our entire alumni group, and then I put it in the newsletter as well. So make sure you guys are getting the newsletter. That's a good place to find these things. But anybody, if you're interested and you're applying to the gift program to work with CMAT, just shoot me an email and I will send it to Shalu so that they know to look for your application, because they get like the whole list. And
yeah, we get a lot of applications. So if I know if there is a teacher who's interested specifically in CMAT program, then we make sure that we look at their resume and application, and we go from there.
And there was a question about speakers for the classroom. So can they connect with you about that?
Yes, again, for this, I can put you in touch with our SLC. They are the ones who do all these outreach activities, and so you can always talk to them. I can put you in touch with them.
Yeah, I do not have the current SLC contact yet, so I will get that from Shalu.
Yeah, we just got, because our 8th year just started, so every year the SLC rotates. So we have the new SLC now. So let me look who our new SLC chair is, and then I can put you in contact with them. Yep.
Thank you, Shalu.
All right. It was great
right
talking
at 5.
to you. Yeah, I know it's late for everyone, I guess.
Well, we're on till 6:15, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Shalu. Have a great one.
Bye.
Well, I hope you guys found that insightful. And yeah, we love working with the Cell Manufacturing Technologies group. We know that's kind of the future of medicine, and happy to get you guys on the forefront. So I'm going to share again. I'm going to make sure I'm pulling up the PowerPoint and not just showing you everybody's everything. But I'm going to put back up the breakout lists when I do that. And let's see, a couple reminders before we go to our breakout rooms. Please turn your cameras on in the breakout room if possible. If you're driving, please don't wreck your car. But face-to-face really helps for our master instructors, and they're happy for you guys to hold your stuff up and say, does this look right? Or, you know, wave your camera at the thing in this case, so you're not dumping Kool-Aid all over your laptop. And then our next meeting will be October 29th. So we are skipping next Tuesday. So next Monday and Tuesday is the DOE STEM STEAM Forum. So I will be presenting there on Monday. And then next Monday and Tuesday is also the Georgia Life Sciences Summit. So I will be attending that on Tuesday. So we will see everybody back here on the 29th at 4:15. So are there any questions before we go to our breakout rooms?
I do have a question. Are
Yes.
we meeting the first Tuesday of November? Because that's election day.
Yes, we are meeting election day because we had to move from the hurricane. So please early vote so you can join us.
I know. I hope I can, but
It'll be recorded if, you know, things pop up. So we will have 2 speakers that day. So hopefully you're able to join us for those. All right. So here is your breakout list. I have made the rooms. I am opening the rooms. They're probably not in the same order as last time because I was just typing, but they are labeled. So Trisha's room, Mark's room, and Cynthia's room. They're there somewhere. And I will hang out here to assist anybody who needs help getting to the breakout rooms.
I'm not seeing the little thing to let me in the breakout room.
Okay. Shelly?
Yeah,
Okay. And you're going to Mark's room, right?
yeah.
Okay. Assigned to Mark's room. It
Thank
should pop
you.
something up for you.
It did. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome.
Hey Megan, this is Marissa. I need to be in Trisha's room, please.
Trisha's room on your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Megan,
Hey, Dwan.
I need Cynthia's room. I don't know how to.
Alrighty. There we go.
There we are. Thank you.
Good to see ya. Akia, do you need help moving? And Matt, I'm gonna move you when I figure out where I left you. Mark's room. Okay, Akia, you're going to Cynthia's. And hey, Ryan, you're just joining. You're gonna be in Trish or Cynthia's room. So I'm sent you an invite to go there.